Thank you, John. We're going to have a lot more from the Great Minnesota Get-Together in just a moment.
But first, we're going to toss it back to our KARE 11 studios in Brad Woodard. Brad?
All right, Paula Dye, looks like you're having fun out there. Good evening, everyone. A bizarre tale of murder and cover-up spanning 3 states has origins in Minnesota tonight. A man has reportedly confessed to killing his wife at a campsite in Jordan, Minnesota last May. He then apparently bought land in Tennessee and buried her body there. His alleged confession, however, came when he was picked up in New York. And as KARE 11's Marla Matthews tells us, the details of the story get even stranger. Marla?
That's right, Brad. And in fact, all the details still are not in at this time. But what the Scott County Sheriff does know is this. On Tuesday, a man was picked up while driving his camper during a routine traffic stop in Chappaqua, New York. Well, while questioning him, police realized the man had numerous identifications and was carrying a knife of some kind. And because the man had a prior record in California, it is a felony to carry a weapon. So they took him to jail. Well, that's when the man allegedly confessed to an alleged murder, allegedly killing a woman he claims is his wife at the KOA campground in Jordan, Minnesota on 169 last spring. He told police he buried her body on a piece of property in Tennessee, and in fact, authorities there on Wednesday dug up a sleeping bag sealed with duct tape. The Tennessee Coroner's Office plans to open it tonight or tomorrow.
You know, we probably won't know much till Monday. You know, if they do an autopsy tonight, they might determine that it is a body or is not a body.
So at this point, no identification of that victim, whether she is allegedly, whether there is a body in there or not in that sleeping bag. But according to police, the man is not a Minnesota resident, nor is this alleged victim. They were both just passing through and staying at this campground. They have questioned the caretaker at that campground in Jordan. Meantime, Scott County Police are currently in Tennessee and New York assisting with the investigation. Brad?
A very complicated story. All right, Marla, thank you very much. An Eagan man accused of shooting and killing his wife appeared in court for the first time today. 38-year-old Fu Joseph Hugh is charged with second-degree murder in the death of his wife Marie last Tuesday morning. He turned himself into authorities yesterday and is now being held in Hastings on $350,000 bail. While the co-owner of a Minnesota trucking company is dead after the semi he was working on fell on top of him. Kenneth Langer of Oak Grove and his stepson were trying to connect a semi-tractor to the trailer, but ran into problems when it began to sink in soft sand. Langer and his stepson were co-owners of the Whitetail Trucking Company in St. Francis. Well, Congress is getting into the act on that big Firestone recall. Some officials think both Firestone and Ford Motor Company dragged their feet before recalling 6.5 million tires.
To interview some Ford officials to review relevant documentation, to gather the facts for the committee as quickly and as fully as we can. We intend to do that today, and that's all we'll be saying at this point in time.
Some federal regulators are calling for a wider recall, but Ford officials insist that would be irresponsible. And that's it for a check of the news. Now we're going to head back out to the Great Minnesota Get-Together. And Farmer Paul, how you doing today?
I'm all right, Brad. And everybody out there enjoyed your work so much they wanted to demonstrate their appreciation on the count of 3 with a thanks, Brad. 1, 2, 3.
You're quite welcome. The pleasure was mine.
They just know the effort you put forth. It's, for one man to do what you just did really is incredible.
It's amazing. Now I know what you do for a living.
Exactly. As little as possible. Little as possible. Coming up, we're going to meet a guy. I mean, how many people have been to the fair 5, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, 30 times? I mean, 30 consecutive years is what I'm talking about. Because we're going to meet a guy who's been to the fair for 60 straight years.
That's amazing. Plus, we're going to get down with a band boasting a special blend of blues and rock and roll. And we'll see if tonight's weather is going to behave. Next.